Hi there and welcome to ANNARA. I'm so happy to have you today. We're looking into what is transforming in your life. If this is your first time, basically I want you to just look at these three different options, PAL 1, PAL 2 and PAL 3, and see which one you feel most called to. You will find timestamps in the description box below that will take you straight to your answer to the question, what is transforming in your life? I hope to see you there soon. Bye-bye. Hi there and welcome to your reading, PAL 1. My name is ANNARA, and if you're here today, it is probably because you're wondering what is transforming in your life with this shift of Pluto moving from Capricorn into Aquarius. It's been in Capricorn for, I think it's 16 years, and moving into Aquarius where it will be for 19 years. So we're looking at a generational shift. And with this comes a lot of transformation, specifically it being Pluto and it being Aquarius. We're going to see, I think, a lot of change. A lot of change in relation to other people, communities, but also this profound sense of wanting to grow, wanting to reach a more content state. And I think that is the ultimate driving force for the transformation. So today I was thinking for the first, we're going to do this in questions, right? We're going to see what is transforming in your life. And the first question I have is, what area of your life is undergoing the most profound change? So let's get that one. For pile number 1, please. Could I have one card to kind of distill what is the area of their life that is gonna be affected the most? The Devil in reverse. Wow, there is something. Okay, I think this has to do with your responsibilities and also potentially any sort of addiction. What I mean by this is the devil in itself is not something bad. To me, the devil is a reminder of our human nature, which makes us attached to things and to people and to beliefs. And we oftentimes aren't aware that we can free ourselves. But because we're comfortable in what we know, we decide to stay. And this decision to stay is that devil energy, or the decision to, something's not good for you, but you kind of aren't leaving it. This being in reverse, though, I do believe that the area of your life that is getting the most transformation is some sort of release. And the devil itself can speak of structures. It is connected to Capricorn. So if you have a lot of Capricorn in your chart, you might have not had the best last 16 years. If you're on Reddit, the Capricorn subreddit is very excited for this shift. And but what I'm trying to say is, with Capricorn being involved here, we're talking about also Saturn. We're talking about structure. We're talking about authority, about legacy, what you put out into the world. Okay, I want to get more for this. I think I actually feel called to get you another one of these. Can we get one more clarifier for the area of life? Okay. Wow, my dudes. Okay, you are releasing. The area of your life that is getting this boost, this release, is the world of your mind and the way you express yourself. The Knight is always on a journey towards something. The Knight of Swords is the fastest knight of all the knights. And with him, the swords, the mind is activated. This is someone who has a belief or has a goal that they are moving towards, but it is very mental, it's very strategic. And you might be embracing a new way of thinking, or a new way of being, I am also hearing. But yeah, I think the area of your life, again, this seems to be quite abstract for you, Pawan, specifically to this question, but I think it is because it is the mind. It is the untangible that is going to be changing. You're going to see change. So I want to ask now, what old patterns are you being called to release? And I'm certain that throughout our questioning, wow, you really want to let go of this one, my lord. Oh, wow, I just got shivers. To be fair, I am a bit cold today. It is a cold November day. But anyway, pal one, what you are releasing. Did you see how fast that came out? It came out that fast because it really needs, it's really ripe to be released. And what this is relational patterns that you have. Very specific. My question was, what old patterns are you being called to release? And you got the Two of Cups, the card of relationships, apart from the Lovers. But this is more, the Two of Cups is this, yeah, it might be a specific partnership in your life that you're being called to release. But it might also be because we got the Knight of Wands, and I was saying this seems to be a mental thing. Yeah, you might have certain beliefs of what relationships look like, what kind of relationship you deserve in your life. And these patterns you have acknowledged, and because you've acknowledged them, you have now decided to go a different route. And that is brilliant, pal one. I'm very, very proud of you. I want to know what personal strengths are coming up now with this transformation. That is our next question. I hope you are enjoying today's. It's not very much how I normally work. I just intuitively let cards tell me what we're doing. But today I just felt called to work methodically. And maybe I'm also feeling called to tell you that, because you might have to embrace thinking a bit more methodically sometimes, or releasing to methodical thinking, but I think it's actually the first one. So here, the strength that you are discovering. Look, we've got the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords is a card of deceit in a way. It is someone who has stolen these swords, and they are now trying to get away with it without anyone noticing. They're even letting some fall. They're not even caring enough of the thing that they stole to make sure they get it all. And this card is in reverse. So I think there's gonna be something revealed to you that you might have suspected. But there's this again. This could also be very much still in your mental place, in your mental space, because we're talking here, what is your personal strengths that are coming out? So maybe you are prone to have a certain thought pattern or negative self-belief where you trick yourself into believing things that are not good, or trusting people that you deep down know is maybe not the best choice to take. But these things are now being illuminated to you, I think. And you will find strength in this. You will, I think, feel like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. That's what I was thinking. And now I really see how, like, you've always known that there is a deception going on within, but now you really are saying, okay, no more. And you see strength in this. You see strength in how you are able to see that, because I think you might be someone who, with the Two of Cups here and the Devil here, these are relational cards. So this is someone who very much works in relation to others, potentially lets life be led a little bit by the people in their life, and puts, I think, a lot of value into people's opinions as well. But I think you're releasing these limiting self-beliefs, and you're really recognizing your patterns now that are holding you back. If we got these strengths that are coming out, I want to ask, what challenges oh my gosh, where did my English go? What challenges might you be facing? There we go. On this journey ahead. The Four of Swords. Oh, that's so interesting. Taking a break might be difficult for you. Or what also might be is that you might experience or there might be a time that you experience to be stagnant, like things are not moving along, and this might become very frustrating for you. You might not be someone who, or you might have really thought that once you realize these things that there is change coming, and it doesn't instantly happen, so you might get frustrated. This might also mean that you have an issue with taking a break. The Four of Swords is in the eye of the storm. They've already done a lot, but there's more to do. It might be that you feel like, I've already done a lot. What do you mean? I need to go back out. What do you mean? I want to take a break. I'm done, okay? I'm just trying to get through the day. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting with the challenge. But what kind of this card wants me to talk about in relation to the challenge. I see. Okay. So I think these patterns, these relational patterns that you are releasing, these dependencies that you are releasing and embracing now instead a new way of thinking, this has been very difficult for you, to get to this place. The Nine of Wands speaks of someone who has stood their ground, obviously. And in this iteration of the cards, actually, the guy looks pretty okay about it. There's a lot of cards where he looks quite beaten up. So it was a lot of work, but it might have also not been as hard as you thought. This is very specific. But when you're you have something that you need to do and you put it off for ages, and then it takes for months, and then it takes 4 minutes, and it wasn't that hard. But sometimes it's the fear that is much harder. Okay, I see. Okay, so maybe you're afraid that nothing will happen. Maybe it's not even that there will be maybe there won't be a sort of stagnancy or a sort of break, but you might fear that. Very interesting. Okay, let us go to the next one, which is, do I have everyone? No. What new opportunities are coming your way? What new opportunities are coming through this transformational period? For pile number 1, please. For pile number 1. Oh, my lordies. Wow, the Three of Swords in reverse. Healing your heart. I'm getting shivers again, but I'm also still cold. But you got the Three of Swords. A card that is the heartbreak card. I mean, you look at it, you see it, you know what it's talking about. You don't need to have studied the tarot to understand. But yeah, it being in reverse, what I'm seeing is what is coming. The opportunity with this transformation is to really heal your heart space. This is wounding that leads you. You remember when I was speaking here about the devil, that you are actually choosing to be attached. But this choice does not feel like a choice, because you are conditioned to continuously choose it through the pain that makes you not see how your belief is limited. There you go. Maybe you might sometimes feel like you can't get your thoughts straight. Also, I have a tiny fly that just flew right into our set. Let us hope that you do not see it, because I do not want to stop to try and get that one out. But wow, that is so interesting that just happened, because as I was saying this, I'm looking here at the swords. Maybe you have had heart wounds that you did not acknowledge at the time to be the size that they were. You maybe thought they were smaller than they were. And you're now really looking at all these smaller wounds as well, not just the major wounds. Like if you've done work on your heart space, you might have already dealt with a lot of stuff, but with this being, but what I'm getting is there might be a lot of small things that are now coming up that you are reassessing and revisiting and evaluating. But long story short, the opportunity that is coming for you, Pile 1, with this transformational energy of Pluto moving from Capricorn to Aquarius is healing your heart and getting over heartbreak, specifically if this relates to you and if you feel called by that message. But now, how what will life? Sorry, I had to just look at my question. Okay, interesting. Okay, I'm because you're pile 1. I'm still trying to figure out all the way I want to do this, and I'm so sorry, but I hope you don't mind. And as I was trying to read my own my own notes as to what the next question was that I wanted to ask, this card came out. So I think maybe we need a bit of an elaboration on the 3 of Swords, this opportunity, the 7 of Wands. Look at this. The 9 of Wands was the challenge, like or it was coming up as how this taking a break energy of not seeing progress might be a challenging thing for you. And here we have that energy of defensiveness, the energy of having to stand your ground and like really be like, no, this is what I want. This is me, okay? I think you might have struggled in the effort to please your patterns and your internal wounds in regards to love. You might have really not stood your ground. So what is coming for you now is this opportunity to be like, no, I know what I'm doing, okay? I know what I'm doing. I know where I'm going, and I'm heading there strong-willed, and I will stand my ground and I will defend what I believe in. I think that is what is coming up for you here, specifically in regards to your heart, in regards to your sense of being loved and giving love as well. You might be someone who tends to shy away from love, or you might be someone who tends to, as I was saying, kind of give in a bit too much and not actually stand your ground. Whatever it is, you are fighting hard to make this right, I think, for yourself, for no one else. You're doing this for yourself, and you're scared that your hard work might not actually lead to anything, which is fair, but you gotta believe it. As long as you got your eyes on the goal, just keep walking and you will eventually get there. So I kind of want to ask, what is life going to look like once you learn these lessons and you go through this transformation of how you look at relationships or dealing with your relational patterns, dealing with your addiction patterns? I feel very called to make it 3. Can we have one more, please? What is life going to look like? The Hierophant. Okay, there's multiple ones that I've turned around, but I will only take the Hierophant. Okay, let me just pop this over there maybe. And let us see. What is coming up for you? I'm feeling this is upright. I'm feeling this is upright actually as well. I think this is something that you will not expect to be upright, but it is. As she's looking at me, as I'm looking at her, she is definitely upright. Look, if you had been trying to get this new way of thinking unlocked, you do it. You do it. You stand proudly in what you believe. In fairness, in logic, but with a lot of empathy, I think. Because with the Empress here, you have I feel like there is a balancing here of different parts of yourself. There is a balancing where maybe you might have been too soft in some places and too harsh in others. These things are now balancing out. The King of Swords is decisive, yes, he knows what he's he's on about, the Empress knows how to be kind and caring. She's the mother of all. She is the mother figure of the Tarot, a major arcana. So this is a major shift for you. A major shift to stand in your power. Specifically this, I think, for you, Pal 1, and it doesn't matter what your gender is, but your female power. So the idea of the passive, in the sense of, for example, not chasing anyone, but allowing to be chased, being the one who's not actually doing the work. And this might be emotional labor, I'm hearing, for some of you. But in general, yeah, it is really standing in your power and seeing the beauty of the sensibility that you hold within, and combining that with this new, very clear idea of what kind of life or what kind of relationship, what kind of path you want to take. Like, yeah, you are releasing here. I want to show this one and mention this one again, but releasing these trickeries. Maybe also people who you know don't have your best interest in mind. All of this is being released. Anything that is falling out of your life in this period now, I believe, at least from this card spread, seems to be in your highest good, for the sake of you embodying this Empress in your future and the King of Swords at the same time, the masculine and the feminine, with again the Empress being a major arcana and this being only a king and not the Emperor. I do believe that the feminine is something that you are finding your empowerment through. So this sensitivity, your creativity, your expression, nurturing, very nurturing. The Hierophant, the connection to, your connection to the divine, your connection to all that is. The Hierophant reminds you of that. It is a reminder of teachings. Maybe, what I'm getting is you will feel much more connected. And this is going to be a bigger theme of your life, with it being a major arcana as well. You're going to be much more connected to your own sense of guidance. You might actually start working with some sort of teacher. The Hierophant can be a teacher, and then he's depicted as like a religious figure in the standard tarot. So yeah, what your future holds is basically just a lot of abundance and a lot of growth that you will only get to going through what is coming now. But it is amazing things that are coming. And to finish off your reading, my dearest, pal number 1, I want to get you just a little bit of advice on how to move forward through this transformation. What are some things that can be told to you and that might help you? So let me get some cards. I shouldn't put the cards so far away. I have to like really stretch to get there. Okay. But yeah, I felt, let us see. We'll get multiple. I want to just get a few and then we're going to get them all as advice. Can we get however many necessary from this deck, please? For pile number 1, the advice in regards to this transformational period that they are going through, please. For pile number 1, physical pain. Okay, this might hurt. And we have here again a heart that is being pierced. So you might currently be really going through it. Really, like, it's still very much in the pain and the suffering of heartbreak. And again, this doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. This can be any sort of relational pain. The moments where you don't feel understood or seen. The question is why? And I feel called to also mention that things are never black or white. So there's a lot of reasons for why things are, why we feel certain things. And but yeah, I imagine you might be going through a lot of physical pain. So this reminder wants me to remind you of having compassion for yourself. Acknowledge that whatever you're going through, this transformation might be really difficult. It might be tough. It might be harder than you thought. Or maybe it isn't. Maybe you will notice at the end that it was not that bad. But I think right now you just need to remind yourself that it's okay to hurt. It is normal. It is human. It is essential for you to face whatever's going on, for you to make it out the other side. That is what I'm getting through that card. And reunion. Okay, reunion. The first thing that came to mind, literally the first thing as I pulled the card, was reunion to self. Reunion to your inner. Yeah, and we have here. Funny how I wasn't planning on putting them right on top of these cards, but I think you're reuniting with yourself. You're reuniting with your inner strength and your belief in the divine. Yeah, and your belief in yourself and standing your ground and being proud of who you are. All of this are consequences of you reuniting with your inherent self-worth, inherent power, inherent worthiness to be loved. That is what I'm getting for you, Pal 1. And let's get just a few more cards for you. Advice. What am I feeling? Yeah. Oh my. Yeah, I need to put them somewhere else, you guys. This is... Sorry. Oh my lordies. Look at this. Now I've like... Oh my, it's too cold to not be wearing a sweater, but like it just it moves all my cards. Maybe we need a breather. Maybe you need to take a breather. Maybe you get frustrated with things like this too. I get very, very frustrated when things like this, like you just finish something and then it like just goes to shit. Maybe that's what you're experiencing, putting a lot of effort into something and then it just goes to shit. I'm not sure. Okay, I do feel called to show you this stimulation. We've got Aries energy here. So the idea of a new beginning, embracing new experiences, maybe doing things that are a bit risky, but like they might bring you joy. I also feel called to tell you that you might be being called to write. Whatever is going on might be calling you to, might be stimulating you to express yourself creatively, and I think your guides are telling you to do so. But can we get one of these as advice, please? Just one. Just one, please, for pile number 1, and then agreement, strawberry. Oh, and we have Libra. And why? Interesting. Yeah, I think in relationships, again, it doesn't have to be romantic, but you might have the experience of ending up having to do a lot of discussing with people, or like having to stand your ground to like reinforce your opinion. You might need to do that because you feel you need them to understand you, whatever it is and however this is connected, but you're being reminded to just if there is no agreement, to release. If you find that there is struggle, there is pain coming up, release. This is not the time for that. You're going to have to face emptiness, even if it's scary. Yes, and one more for you, and then I'll let you go, dear pile 1, and I'm pulling my jumper back in the hopes that I will not destroy our beautiful spread. Okay, can we have one last advice? What does pile number 1 need to know for this period of transformation? So exciting. Prosperity lies ahead. Ayo, yes, exactly. It does, my dear. It does. And with Taurus coming out, I believe, I feel called to say that this will relate to your work, potentially to your home life, to you just feeling, you're just going to feel good in your day-to-day, I think. And that might be something you didn't think possible. We have little fly in the picture again. My lordies. Fruit flies, what can you do? Alrighty, pile number 1. I wish you the best in this time of transformation, in this movement. I'm trying to catch up in this movement of Pluto. And if you are curious, feel free to read up on this shift. And if you are even more curious, look up your natal chart and see where you've got Capricorn and Aquarius placements, and see maybe you could reflect on the areas that might have been affected. and the areas that might now be affected more in a way, that you have to face something, and transformation is coming, that is for sure. All right, pal number 1, if you've made it up to this point, thank you so much. If you feel called to, I would love for you to leave a like or to even leave a comment. I get very excited. And oh my, should I say? Yeah, I mean, sure, subscribe. Why not? I've never said that, I think, in a video. But if you feel called to, I would love to have you. I would love to just grow this community. Alrighty. I'll talk to you very soon. Bye-bye, Pal 1. Take care. Hi there, and welcome to your reading, Pal 2. Today we're looking into what is transforming in your life right now. We have Pluto moving from 16 years of being in Capricorn, with the occasional visit to other signs, to now moving into Aquarius, where it will stay for 19 years. So this is a generational shift, astrologically speaking, from moving into this rebirth, this change energy, transformation, very much in relation to society, to community, to technology, innovation. These are all attributes of Aquarius. And if you have a lot of Capricorn in your chart, life might have been difficult. In general, Capricorn rules over our work, our career, structure, legacy. It's all connected with that, not rules, but anyway. So these areas might have been a bit more on a difficult side, and hopefully things are going to lighten up a little bit, because this transformational kind of difficult but necessary energy is now moving into, okay, how can we make this world a better place? This is kind of the sentiment, which is amazing. And theoretically, on an astrological understanding, the following generation born is going to be potentially more open to change and wanting to see change. And again, we're going to have that placement for 19 years. So anyway, very exciting, very exciting. I've talked a lot. Let's look into, Pal 2, what is coming up for you and what is transforming in your life. Today I'm doing this reading a little different than I normally do. If you've done a reading with me before, if you've been here before, I normally just intuitively see whatever happens. Today I felt guided to follow certain questions that I wrote down beforehand. So this is what we're going to do. And the first question I have today is, what area of your life is going to be most profoundly affected by this transformation? What area of life is going to be most profoundly affected for pal number 2? Pluto's move into Aquarius now. Okay, I feel like I'm being asked to continue to shuffle. Actually, now I'm itchy, so I'm going to stop and take this one. The 4 of Wands. Oh, wow. Okay, it has to do with, I think, your home. With reaching some sort of threshold. So you might, might be that you find a new home, a new place that you call home. It doesn't have to be a physical new house or a new apartment. But the 4 of Wands speaks on reaching a threshold. And you see how it's illuminated right behind this house or church, I don't even know. And there's celebration. So yeah, I think this is connected to your home life. This could also be connected to friends. I'm feeling specifically friends and family, like your closer circle. But I'm feeling called to get you a second card. Can we get an explanation for the 4 of Wands here? What is the area of life that is most profoundly going to be affected, please? One more is a 7 of Pentacles in reverse. Oh, wow. Okay, so the 7 of Pentacles is this guy who's been, he's literally watching this crop grow. People say, like, don't watch water boil. That's what he's kind of doing. And he's a bit impatient. And this is in reverse. So what I feel like, you might have been monetarily speaking, in a maybe difficult position. Maybe you have not been seeing any fruits come up for the labor you've been doing. You haven't been able to watch anything grow because there's nothing to grow in the first place. I think some of you are going to be able to relate to that specifically in this economy these days. But with it on its head, yeah, I really feel it's not necessarily having reached that point, but there might have been some sort of blockage, and now the area of your life that is affected, your home life, there is going to be an improvement coming, which is going to be some sort of delayed gratification for work you have already put in, if that makes sense. But I'm sure we're going to get a few more, or we're going to find a better understanding of what's going on as we go on with the questioning. The second question is going to be, what old patterns are you releasing with this transformation? What old patterns for pile number 2, please? Pile number 2. What are they releasing? What are the patterns? It's interesting because comparatively, pile 1 today, the cards were quite easily coming out. I think pile 1 is, I know you don't want to hear about pile 1, but I'm going to get to you. This has a point. But I think with pile 1, there might be more of an imminent understanding of this transformation, of recognizing that there is some sort of transformational energy happening. Maybe because of turmoil in life, that you're conscious of. With your cards not wanting to come out, this I see as confirmation as I'm telling you this. Cards are coming out. There we go. You have been not wanting, like this transformation might not be something you have been wanting. Interesting. So now I'm thinking maybe you're going to have to move and you don't actually want to move. We're going to see. I'm going to put this there and turn this around. So what are you releasing? The 9 of Swords and the Queen of Wands. That is interesting. So specifically patterns, right? Let's start with the elephant in the room, the 9 of Swords. You see the 9 of Swords is this person like in a state of despair, as all these people, I hope you can see, as all these people are mocking them, or at least that's what they feel like. And that's the idea of the 9 of Swords, is these things that keep you up at night. They might not even be actually there, like, they seem to be either ghosts or figments of her imagination. Maybe they're not, maybe they're memories, maybe they're things from the past, but whatever it is, something has been keeping you up at night with anxiety, or maybe you have a pattern of anxiety. I think that's what it is. You've been lacking, yeah. And I was listening to this other tarot reader, I forgot her name, I'll have to remember because she's amazing, but she was speaking about black cat energy, and I love that. I love that phrasing. The idea of standing in your power. The black cat is associated always with the Queen of Wands in tarot. Queen of Wands, she's the protector of her own personal power. Like she's literally like a powerhouse, and she's so certain of her beauty, of her energy, of what she can offer to the world. There's no question about it. So the energy of the black cat is kind of like, yeah, I did this. Yeah, I know I'm amazing. And if you cannot deal with that, then that's okay. But you can continue walking. Just move along. Like, don't come into my space. And I think you might have struggled to do that because of this emphasis on like other people and their opinions potentially of you. This could also be a trauma response from some sort of bullying that happened in your past. It might still be happening, okay? Because what I have already identified as a kid is that the behavior we tell kids to not do, to exclude and bully and other people, that stuff does not stop. It's just hidden under social norms and etiquette. I don't know why I felt called to tell you, but I'm guessing that this is something one of you had to hear at least. So, okay. So this is what you're releasing, right? Amazing. I'm so happy for you. Anxiety and like being overthinking what other people think makes a lot of sense. Like I'm very happy that you are releasing that. Sorry, as I was talking, I was processing something new, which was this anxiety about what people think. Maybe this is in relation to where you are at in life. Like you might have been wanting, okay, I'm getting it now. So you might have been, the area is, specifically your achievements in life. Whatever you perceive to be an achievement. But you would have liked to be at this certain threshold. You would like to be at a place where you can be like, hey guys, look, I did this. But you're not, you know? Even though you might have been putting the work in and you're just not seeing anything happen. But this fear of what people think, you're kind of like, fuck this. Oh, excuse my English. I don't know if I can say that. Oh, I was going to say it again. Let's not. So yeah, I think it makes a lot of sense, and maybe you will be able to continue to strive for whatever you see and want in your future, but with a less of a need to validate anyone else's opinion. Like it does not matter what other people think as long as you are happy and content, and that's Black Cat energy. And embrace the Black Cat energy. Next question, my friend. What personal strengths are you discovering through this transformation? So we already heard it, like this Queen of Wands is here. She's already represented. What personal strengths for pile number 2, please? Oh, you want to come? Being your own guide, being your own light. Yes. I feel so happy for you. Because literally what I'm feeling is someone who puts so much emphasis into like what other people might think and say, and now being like, nah bro, I like it, so what care, like who cares what you have to say? Doesn't matter, it won't change what I know for myself. And you might have been someone whose opinion could be easily moved. With the Hermit here, I believe that is no longer the case. Not to say that you should be stubborn and not change and believe to always be right, and that's not what I'm saying. But the Hermit is, when the Hermit speaks, the Hermit is coming from a place of deep introspection, someone who's gone within and he does not use his words slightly. And I think, the strength is that you find this guide within yourself and that you start to trust yourself and just really, I think with every step, with every little inkling of light that you see, every little goal, every little success, you will trust more and more. And I think you need to really release this idea of ideals. You might be very specific on what kind of life you want. You might be very specific on what kind of house you want, what kind of people you want in your life. And it's important to know what we want, but so specific to the point that you are isolating yourself. This is interesting. But that came up. So that needed to be said for someone. But equally, so if we've got this Hermit energy, amazing, coming up as a personal strength, what kind of challenge might you go through? Like what kind of challenges might you have to face in this transformational energy during this phase? And you see how really these cards are not wanting out. Ay. It's so funny when you say something, then the other thing happens. Ay. You'd think it's the opposite of a confirmation, right? I think it is the most confirmation you can actually get sometimes, more than seeing the exact same thing you said. Anyway, alrighty. Let's continue. So the challenges you're facing: the Artist in reverse and the King of Swords. Okay. I'm getting this very clear. So I'm going to speak of the King of Swords first, just because this card is a major arcana and also an extra card specific to this deck. So the challenge here is seeing things through methodically and clearly and structuring things. Standing like trusting your own decisions. This is also what I'm getting. The swords are your mind. So the King of Swords, he's reached a level of perfection in relation to his mind, in relation to making decisions. He trusts, similar to the Hermit actually. The Hermit is more intuitive, very observant, but more intuitive, while the King of Swords is more fair, like in the sense of trying to be as fair as possible and then potentially taking his emotions out of it for the sake of fairness. And that might, you might struggle to reach that level of emotional resilience. Like you might struggle with your emotions, and your emotions might eventually then lead to you questioning your decisions or not trusting your mind, which will potentially lead to some sort of blockages throughout. Again, as I was saying, like the cards didn't want to come out. I think you're struggling to actually accept that there has to be some sort of change for you specifically, Pile 2. There is a bit of a denial energy I'm getting from you. Yeah, I'm really feeling it now as I'm saying it. And it's okay, like take what you can from the reading, and if you're not relating, then click away, do whatever you want with your life. Live a fulfilling life and, be a nice person to people. Oh, we have a tiny fruit fly that just flew onto our set. Please leave. Okay, we got her out anyway. Okay, so yeah, there's something here about trusting your decisions, your mind, that might be challenging for you. And with the Artist, who I want to talk about now, in reverse. What is the Artist? The Artist is the reminder that you are able to create anything you want. You are connected through the well, which is the other extra card, but to this source energy. And the idea is, once you realize that you are divine, everything you put out into this world has its place there. There is a place for it. Otherwise you wouldn't be able to put it out. It's don't know why I'm thinking of this, but when you're painting, you could use literally one color, or let's say two colors, but black. I don't think black counts as a color, or white, one of the two. Anyway, let's say you have black and white. You're gonna have a spectrum of colors that you can mix with these two, but it always will be between the black and white. Everything you create will still come from black or white or a mix of some sort. So I don't know why, but it's just the metaphor came to mind of like when we are painting our canvas, the canvas being our life, and then we get it blank, right? No, not really actually, but let's, in this theoretical metaphor, you get a blank canvas and then you start to paint. But the paints that you are using, the colors, they're always going to be the same color. Like we're all painting a different painting, but we're all just using the same black and white with all the colors in between. So it might look very different with all the mixtures in between all the canvases, but yet they all come from source. That was a very long-winded road to basically say that you might feel disconnected from your creative expression, from source, because your mind, you are just you're trying to like stay on this energy of being like super rational, and that is blocking the Artist within ye. But I think the Hermit is going to help you. I really think the Hermit is going to help for you to see that and figure out how you can get out of this energy. Just be conscious of it. If you find yourself rationalizing your emotions, maybe try getting a paintbrush instead and painting them. Okay, next question. What is it? Let me just check my notes. Okay. What new opportunities are coming your way, Pal 2? Let's see. What new opportunities? For pile number 2, please. It's really funny how it's so specific to your pile now today that nothing's really coming out. And there we go, it comes out. You know what it is, pile 2, sorry. You might be someone who needs to be told a few times to do stuff. But you might also be someone who needs encouragement, who really needs, who struggles to come out of your shell. And I think here with the reminder of the Queen of Wands being something you're embracing, and the effort of releasing the anxiety of what people think. But yeah, sorry, I lost my train of thought, but I feel called to just open this. Opportunity coming your way. The King of Cups. Oh my, look at him. I'm sorry, but look how beautiful. Let's just appreciate the King of Cups, because he is someone who is emotionally available. Everyone, we need a round of applause. It's almost incomprehensible these days to find someone who is emotionally available. Anyway, I'm just ranting now. You guys, I'm sorry. I'm tired today. But what I'm trying to say is this is someone who is not only ready to fill your cup, but they are also conscious of their own cup. They are conscious of the size of their cup. They're conscious of how much love it needs. They're conscious, of their own abilities and needs. And this is something very, very special. And I think this is the energy that you're striving towards. And this is the opportunity coming your way for you to feel emotionally fulfilled and to be more self-aware and be more happy. Yeah, that's really what I'm getting. Happy and more in love with life. There might be a new person coming in because you are embracing the Queen of Wands. You're being this, you know your worth now. So because you know your worth, you're not going to go with someone who's, offering you, I don't know, a plastic cup while someone else is offering you a golden cup. Don't know why that came up, but it did. But yeah, so you've got the King of Cups. Can I get one more for the opportunity? You're getting extra cards today, but I just feel called to it. The Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Interesting. So the Wheel of Fortune reminds me of cause and effect. It isn't quite like the world where it's, cycles and reminding you everything is connected, all is one, beginning is end is beginning. The Wheel of Fortune is more, it's to me it's a clock. It's literally the tick, tick. You suddenly become aware of the ticking of the clock. Wow, that is, I think, very specific to some of you, I just heard. Maybe you felt your clock ticking. But with this being in reverse, I think the opportunity you have right now is to release how do I say this? Not patterns, but almost expectations. There you go. Thank you. Expectations. Release expectations about your future. Release expectations about what's to come. I think, the Wheel of Fortune, it's about like things moving on, things moving ahead, and everything comes as it has to. And sometimes things don't come as you think they have to. Sometimes something happens and you're like, no way this was meant for me. But at least in my personal belief, everything is meant for you. Unfortunately, also the bad. And this is something you might have to face, or you're being asked to. You're having the opportunity to see that. And through seeing the beauty, I see. Through seeing the beauty and also what you perceive to be your flaws and your mind, your expression, anxiety, not believing in having this kind of the power of yourself, all of this, all of these beliefs are gonna, within this law of the Wheel of Fortune, or things moving as they have to, cause and effect, action, reaction, you're gonna receive those kind of energies. So if you release what you are believing to be your fortune, King of Cups is coming, my friend, which if you want a relationship, amazing. If you don't, it's just someone who's emotionally fulfilled, available. This could be you. With whatever life you have, you just suddenly, maybe nothing changed. Maybe you're still living in this house that is not looking the way you wish it looked, but you're happy now about it, And you didn't get the promotion you wanted at work, but you're happy that you have a home to get to. You know what I mean? It's like it's a shift of perspective that will be the opportunity for you to grow in this time now. But let us see. what is life? This is our last question before we go on to advice. But I want to know what life is going to look like for you. Oh, that is so nice. Oh, I feel very emotional already just from that card. The card just always gets me emotional because I'm a nostalgic human, very emotionally attached to everything and anything. Okay. Okay, 3 of Cups, 7 of Swords, and then we have these 2 more. Just let me put these away so we can get into it. So what is this future of yours going to look like? At least from where we are at the moment. Oh, interesting that this actually came out in pile 1 as well, and the King of Swords did as well. So if you do feel called to pile 1, there might be a message there for you, but trust your intuition. And I just want to remind you here again, Tarot is about that. Trust your intuition. Don't trust that I know the future, trust that you do. I'm just a messenger, okay? Because you don't hear yourself strong enough yet, or you don't trust that voice, you know what I mean? And maybe you do, honestly. Like, I listen to Tarot all day, every day. I fucking love it. It's just so nice to have input that you can introspect on. Who doesn't like to learn? I mean, I guess a lot of people. Anyway, okay, your future, my friend. With the 3 of Swords in reverse. I find that funny because this card came out as the opportunity for pile 1. For you, it's coming in your future. So if you take the opportunity of working on your emotional fulfillment and being emotionally stable and happy with yourself and breaking what you believe to be your bad fortune, you think you're an unlucky person. How about you start believing you are lucky? Maybe things are going to look a bit better. I'm just saying. And this might sound a little patronizing. I really don't want it to be. I just genuinely, it sounds so simple, but sometimes it is that simple, and it's just a matter of brainwashing yourself. Just repeat it until you believe it. But so with this 3 of Swords, I think once you get this your emotional world, an expression as well, creative expression, into control a little better, there is this, if your future holds a lot of healing for your heart space. By you working on your emotions, you will eventually overcome whatever pain has led to you getting to where you are now. This energy that you are in, that you are not really wanting to accept, that is like, not really happy. I put too much emphasis on other people. I'm not, you know what I mean? You're not really wanting to accept this, but you need to accept it so you can then identify what you need to change, move on, do your thing, and eventually you will heal these wounds that were holding you back in the first place. The 6 of Cups. The 6 of Cups speaks of childhood. It can be a reminder that this is a childhood wound that you are healing. This could also be a past life wound, specifically to some people. If you, for example, have some sort of intense anxiety or fear that has no logical explanation, this might be something from a past life, potentially. If that feels right to you, take it. If not, leave it. But also this could be a sort of reconnection, I think, for you, pile 2, with your inner kid. Feeling more grounded, feeling more content with life, seeing the beauty in the small things. Look how much fun these kids are having. Just like playing with cups and flowers. That's so nice. And I think you're going to start to see the beauty in small things. The 7 of Swords, which, by the way, came also out in pile 1. But here, for you, the 7 of Swords speaks of deception, of betrayal. So there might be some sort of betrayal or deception that you have to face. So this energy is not necessarily all amazing in terms of your future is just going to be brilliant. But I think you are ready for that. This is something that you have been working towards, facing this feeling of betrayal. Okay. Pile 2, I don't know if this is resonating, but you might have felt betrayed by people in your childhood. And working through that is something that might be interesting for you and might be coming up in your future. With the 3 of Cups as well, right here at the end. Three of Cups is talks about community, and I think you're gonna be finding your people. If you feel you have these judgmental people around, people who like don't see what you offer, you're gonna find those people. They're coming. By you putting out this strong black cat energy, you're gonna find people that exude the same type of energy. Not just black cat, but you know what I mean, like just being more self-assured. If you allow people in your life, if you are used to people looking down at you or doing comments that are maybe slightly passively aggressive and you're just okay with it, and that's going to continue in your life. But if you are in a group of people that doesn't do that, you don't have to face those moments, you know. Anyway, that is the reading for you, my dearest pal too. I hope this made sense, and for you specific. Oh, wait, this is not your reading. What in the world am I saying, my friend? I hope you didn't click away, because I want to give you some advice for all of this. Oh my, I just think you don't want to face this. Why do you not want to face this? If anyone from pile 2 has actually listened up to this point, maybe you could leave a comment and let me know, because I feel like you might not want to hear any of this. Love. Focus on love. Interesting. I'm telling you too much about pile 1. Anyway, that was something I wanted to say, but I'm not gonna. If you feel like, oh, there's a connection, you want to go check pile 1. We have love coming up and karma. Yeah, karma. Reminding you of the Wheel of Fortune there as well. So what I'm getting is there might be, you might have love in your life might have a lot of effect on you. Like the people that you call your lovers might have a lot of influence on you. But love is also what connects us to our parents, right? We come from love, literally. So I don't think it's genuinely in it. You can't actually say, because I'm not right. Anyway. But so there is this, I'm feeling for you that this is past life karma. That not just past life in the sense that you might have added to it this life, it will continue, but this is something that is in your bloodline. Not necessarily as in like your ancestors that are blood, but I mean it's like in your soul family, in the people that you are reincarnating with, if you believe in that stuff, continuously in the same kind of different like people have different roles, but coming together in some way or another throughout lifetimes. And you might deal with a lot of people around you that are, you know, in that family of yours, and you repeatedly see them through life. And there's a lot, I think, of stuff that needs healing within your specific soul family and bloodline, potentially for some of you. Anywho, that is what I'm getting with these two cards. I also want to get some advice from the Green Witch Oracle. Can we get one, please? For pile number 2, what kind of advice in regards to this transformation? What kind of advice? Oh, these two wanted to come. You'll get that one too. I just want to say, like, with this... no, wait. I don't want to say. My gosh. What is going on? Let's just continue. I don't know why my brain just froze. Maybe... because I was going to talk about this karma. I think this is something that's been very heavily and like carried on throughout generations. And it does not want to be looked at. And it's very much related to inner child pain, to wounds of the heart, and to love. So everything is love. So you need to look into that. Look into how you look at love, what kind of love you accept, what kind of love you want to give. This is your lifetime, I think, is very much about dealing with these emotional wounds related to love. And this movement now is going to affect you quite greatly, I'm going to say. Let me know if it does or if it doesn't, but I think it will, and I think you will not expect it. So yeah, maybe come back in a year and let me know how things went. But obviously, this is going to be a movement for longer than just a year. Now, we have strength and purification as advice as well, yeah. Yeah, definitely strength, right? Believe in your strength. Believe in the strength of love, I just heard. And with the purification card here as well. Sorry, I'm just trying to process. And for some reason, I'm just really struggling to get this advice out. I just really think you're not ready to face this transformation, but it is coming, so you have to. So I will continue speaking. Click away if you don't want to hear it. But yeah, look, we have here the purification card and the strength card. There is something about taking away everything, but also putting something on. I don't know why it came out like that, but it did. So releasing, but then putting in the energy, like you're releasing something, but then putting whatever, like filling that which you have emptied with something new. And I think it's with love. So if you feel like you don't deserve love, you need to have the strength to face that and to look at like your patterns. Your patterns are very much in relation to people. It's funny because this movement is very much about the collective, with Aquarius being involved. And yeah, anyway, you need to trust this strength that you have to bring love into the situation and to change your beliefs, and really look into the wounds. You need to clean out the wounds, purify the wounds in your heart underneath here. That's what I'm getting for you, pile 2. So sorry, I just hit the camera. I hope you're still good. And last card, my friend, and then I let you go, I promise. Thank you for sticking up to here. If you have, I really, really appreciate it. If you want to leave a like or even a comment, I would appreciate that. If you want to subscribe, my lordy, would I appreciate that. That would be amazing. But yeah, either way, thank you for your time. And let's get you one last card. Come on, advice on this transformation. You're gonna be able to do this. No problem. That's so interesting. Okay, pile 2. Pile 1 had literally new moon in Taurus. You've had so many similar things. Maybe they're really, if you have felt called with me mentioning it all the time, maybe go check it out after this. But your dreams need a practical plan. Yeah, you get overwhelmed. And because of this overwhelmment, right, the mind becomes, you're trying to focus, trying to be logical, but you can't, because there's this, your emotions are unbalanced, and you need to look at your emotions. You need to go within, connect with the hermit. And once you're connected, you're going to be able to connect more with your mind. But if you are working on these wounds or on some sort of internal construction side, there needs to be a more practical approach. There needs to be a bit of a planning, like, how am I going to do this? What's the next step? Not just, I want to do this, but if you want to make a cake, let's write down the ingredients. Okay, that's the first step. Anyway, all right, pal 2, thank you so much for being here. And I hope to see you again very soon. Bye-bye. Hi there, and welcome to your reading, pal 3. What is currently transforming in your life? Let's look into it. We have Pluto currently moving from Capricorn, where it's been, I think, for 16 years, into Aquarius, where it's going to stay for 19 years. So we have a whole generational shift where transformation, change, rebirth, just really wanting to get to the bottom of things. This kind of energy is coming out, and we might see a generation of kids being born within these 19 years that are very much about social justice and wanting to bring change into the world. How can we make this a better place for everyone? And that's the energy. Technology is also connected to Aquarius, innovation, unconventionality as well. But let us look into it. So this period, especially if you've got Capricorn or Aquarius in your chart, have a look in your astrology chart, because these might be the areas that you were struggling with, or that might be opening up Either way, check that. If you are Capricorn, you might, or have a lot of Capricorn placements, last 16 years might have been difficult. Yeah, equally, if you're an Aquarius, the next 19 years might be a little difficult sometimes. It is what it is. But either way, the idea is really Pluto is the planet of transformation, is the furthest one. That's why it takes so long, and one would argue it is not even a planet. But I learned the song with Pluto at the end, and I will not see him not as a planet. Pluto will forever be my planet. In my heart, it will forever be a planet. Anyway, okay, pile one. Pile one, my lordy. You guys, I'm losing it. Pile number 3. Today we're doing this reading a little bit differently. So normally, if you've been here before, if you've had a reading with me, I'm very intuitive in how I lay cards. But I felt intuitively, funnily enough, I felt called to do this in a structured approach of questions that we're going to ask in relation to this transformation you're going through. So let's see. The first question is going to be, what area of your life is going to be most profoundly affected with these energy shifts? With this energy shift. Guys, pile 3, I really, I myself, I'm a pile 3 girly. I very often feel called by pile 3s. But pile 3s sometimes also mean that the energy's a little wobbly, just because the person has already done a few readings. And yeah. So anyway, I don't know why I felt called. Shout out to you, pile 3. I don't know why I felt called to say that. Anyway. Okay, what is transforming? Similar to pile 2, actually. These two want me to see them. Your cards aren't springing out. Like pile 1 was very much of this, like, yeah, I know this transformation is coming. Let's do this. The energy was more on that level. And here I see that, or in pile 2, it was very much not wanting to accept that things are changing, like just not wanting to look at it. And let's see with you, pile number 3, because your cards didn't want to come out straight away, but then they kind of very quietly came through, like an intuitive thought. So let's see. The area of your life changing, the 3 of Pentacles in reverse. So something with your work, and the Magician in reverse. Yeah, okay, I get it. So I think this is related to your work. This could also be related to how you relate to people, how well you feel you are able to work with other people, not just in a career level, but like engage with other people. You might not feel like part of the group, but I do think this has to do with your work, and you might not feel super fulfilled with your work. With the Magician in reverse here, the Magician is a magician. You can do anything, and yet you're not. Why? I hope that's not too harsh, but you might have asked yourself that as well. Why am I doing the things I'm doing? Why am I not doing the things I'm not doing? You might be craving a certain career that you are too scared to actually engage in or go after. But I'm sure we're going to find a little more understanding of what is going on. Let me see. There's good. For you, pile number 3. But the area of your life, I think, is very much work related, and then there is this sprinkle of self-identity and confidence, self-belief, and self-empowerment. So it's the self with people. And this is now today the 3rd reading that is very much about people, which I'm not surprised, because this movement into Aquarius is a movement into community, a movement into expanding our mind, not just for us and our immediate neighbors, our family and immediate neighbors. Now we're thinking about our neighbors a bit further away too. And maybe eventually we'll realize it doesn't matter how far away we are, because we are all the same anyway. Let's see. I think we have good chances with the new generation coming in the next 20 years. Anyway. Okay, the next question I have for you, and I don't know why I already picked a card, but it is, what old patterns are you releasing with this transformation? This is the card that came through, and here again, just like these cards actually, do you see how they are not in my face? Neither are they refusing. They are just going with the flow. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Queen of Pentacles, interesting. This is specific, but this might be a mother figure that you are releasing the opinion of, or the need need for approval from them specifically. But the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So if the Queen of Pentacles upright is someone who is a mom, like queens are always related to moms because they are a fourth, all of them, of the Empress, which is the mother figure. And the Queen of Pentacles is the part of the mother that makes sure the house looks good. Like it's the one that makes sure that you have a nice bed, that food is on the table, that you're taken care of on a material level. This is not the energy of someone who is emotionally super available or understanding, compassionate, empathetic. With this being in reverse, you might have lacked in the physical sense, materially speaking, in your childhood. But what I'm also getting is just lacking this belief, or you think you're unable to establish yourself in life. You think you're unable to be someone who can provide for someone else. Maybe being a parent is important to you, and you're scared of not being financially able to do so. But you are releasing whatever this is. This card is very elusive. I feel like we need an explanation, but I think these are mother wounds. Mother wounds. Doesn't have to necessarily mean you have specific, but related to this feminine, to the caring, to the passive, the receiving. Someone who was not receptive, but somehow, I want to get a card for you. Let me get an explanation, please, for the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. What patterns are they releasing? The Page of Pentacles. Page. So the page is learning. He's still learning, okay? On his path. The queen is the protector of something, and the king is the master of something. The knight has gotten a plan and an idea, and he's striving towards something, and the page is learning something. So this Page of Pentacles is learning how to establish himself financially. How can you materialize your goal? How can you see financial and material gain from the things you want to do? And we have here again the Three of Pentacles. So we've got Pentacles coming out all the way. This is very much your material world that you will, I think, see changes. And this transformation that is coming is related to the material. But with the Page of Pentacles, the pattern that you are releasing, I think, is trying to, this is specific, but trying really hard to convince someone that you're good enough, that you're worthy, or getting over the need to have someone be emotionally, specifically a mom, emotionally available when they weren't. But I think for most of you, this is to do with work and just like this releasing this perfectionism, but also this, at the same time, a lack of belief that you can actually do it. Like you're trying to figure out how can I be financially stable and materialize the life I want and surround myself with the kind of life I want. But then at the same time being like, you can never do that. You can never achieve that. Maybe this energy manifests within you as well as negative self-talk. That's what I'm getting. Like this, you're not good enough. You're not Yeah, maybe this might also be that there's some practical, very material things, like very much just things you need to get done to make your prosperity happen, that you're struggling to finish certain projects. Or but let's see, the next question is going to be what strengths that's a weird word, what strengths are being revealed to you now? I don't know why my arms are sideways. What strength for pile number 3, please? What strength is being revealed? The King of Wands. Can we have an explanation? Okay. It's funny. I'm needing a lot of explanations for you. I'm being called to take a lot. But we've got the King of Wands in reverse and the Knight of Wands. So the strength that is being revealed. Yeah. So while you are releasing this belief, or you're releasing whatever makes you think you cannot achieve what you want to achieve in life and manifest what you want to manifest in life. And this is actually showing you your strength in regards to your commitment, in regards to like your goal setting and going for it. You have the fire, you have the want to achieve your dreams. But I think what you are finding now in this time of transformation is that you don't necessarily need to have things exactly the way you imagined. This is the strength that is coming out. You are recognizing your very specific view of things and how that was holding you back from feeling fulfilled. Yeah, because you're never good enough. This is I'm really getting with this pile, this idea of not being good enough with what you materialize in the world. So you might come from a family or a background where what you leave in this world is super important in the material sense. So you're kind of understanding these limiting beliefs that you hold and recognizing that no, I can do whatever I want. And at the same time, I recognize that the way I think about things is holding me back. I don't know why this went sideways, but I hope that made sense. I'm sure it came out as it had to. Sorry about that. But let's see. Your pile is very mysterious, pile 3. As I said, I'm a pile 3 girly myself. And I've come to notice that a lot of readers tend to have more less forward readings the later the readings go, so the 3rd, 4th reading. But let's move on. I want to see if these are your personal strengths that are coming out, right? Like you finding this motivation to achieve your dreams, and at the same time recognizing things don't have to always be exactly how I want them, and that's fine. I don't have to be perfect. What are the challenges? I feel like this has already told us quite a bit about it, but specifically the next question is that what are the challenges that are being revealed throughout this transformational period for pile 3? The King of Pentacles. Wow, oh my gosh, I'm getting chills, guys. We've got the Queen here. You're releasing the Queen, and then there's the King coming up as a challenge too. I'm really feeling that for some of you, this is very much related to authority figures in your life. It could be your parents, but in general, just this, maybe in okay, this is specific as well, but here we go. Maybe the idea of society being an authoritarian figure in your life, and feeling like I should be at this stage of my life, or I should have this. And here you are releasing what you've identified to be, okay, this is someone who isn't able to really take care of me. And yet I feel like I have to show them that I'm worthy of being taken care of. So specific, but the challenge coming up here, you then have the king coming in as well. And the king is maybe you facing this idealistic version that you had of someone in your mind or yourself, where you would like to be and how you're not. And but the King of Pentacles, these both are people who are very much connected to the material and spending time enjoying themselves and building life around them, security around them. So something about security could also ring a bell with you, especially if this is relational trauma coming from parents. Interesting. You know what I'm going to do? You might not. But actually, I'm just going to tell you. I'm going to pick you a clarifier for the king. The 8 of Cups. Okay, so yeah, emotional abandonment. Wow. Might have... Oh, wow. Okay. Oof. Yeah, you might have to face a father figure. A father figure or a male figure. Someone that you are a bit scared of. And embrace the emotional abandonment wound that you experienced through that. Rather, this might be what is being triggered, right? Because these are the challenges that are potentially coming up. But I find it quite funny how mirroring this all is in regards to how here we're trying to, where we're actually saying, yeah, there is some sort of wound here in relation to the person that's just trying to build up maybe a stable life. Maybe this was someone who was always working and never at home. Maybe you are the person who's always working and never at home. But something here needs to be looked at in relation to like specifically materializing something in the world, and how maybe that is a coping mechanism for an emotional abandonment wound. Yeah. There is a release though. There is a release. This is good. This is happening. You're being called to deal with this energy, with these parental figures, these authoritarian figures, for your own good. Like you are emancipating yourself is what I'm hearing. Let's look further now. If we know the strengths, we know the challenges, we know the patterns, let us see what opportunities are coming up for you, pal. 3. Yay! A bit lighter energy. I already feel it. Also, sorry for the little fruit fly who's decided to join us. This fly has managed to, I don't know if it's the same one, but it's every single reading today. There's been this fruit fly. Maybe sometimes you want things to change and they just don't, and you're like, okay, I just gotta deal with it. And maybe you've been putting a lot of energy trying to fulfill these people's, like trying to get their improvement is what I'm hearing. Trying to get their support. And maybe the father figure was not very present and the mother figure was, but then that became an hyper focus, which left you not really trusting yourself. But anyway, just reiterating. Let's see, come on. Opportunities for you, my dearest. Pile number 3. I think these guys want me to look at them, but you know what? If you want to come out, you try again. Thank you very much. Opportunities coming up for pile number 3, please. Yeah, okay. These 2. Yeah, you're getting clarifiers with everything. That's so cool. You guys, this is, I think, one of my favorite, if not my favorite card in this deck. The Sun. Look how pretty. Oh, that's so nice. This is an opportunity for you to feel joy. Even though I think this might, just like the cards as we were laying them down, felt very subtle in how they came in. I think very subtly you will notice a shift where you will one day just be like, hey, I think I'm feeling happier now. And you will notice that you will feel happier and happier as the days pass. As this transformation moves you along, moves you through facing this material focus that you have. So much material focus. And look, the Six of Pentacles in reverse. The Six of Pentacles is about giving. It's about charity. And wow, having that in reverse, I think, wow, I'm gonna cry, but I think for some of you, you might have had the need for charity, which is nothing wrong, absolutely nothing wrong with that. And we should support one another and always give. If we have excess, always give, always give. But I think you might be getting to a place in your life, maybe even with your work, like if you release this perfectionism, this like such specific and yet such a vague idea of what your future is supposed to look like, you're gonna start seeing results. And you're gonna be able to get to a place, I think, this is an opportunity for you to get to a place of financial abundance, I'm hearing. Maybe not like you're super rich, but to a place where you are maybe able to give back, to be the one giving back. Yeah, you might also feel like you have been giving too much, having to take care of maybe parental figures or a society that makes you put a lot of effort and time into it, and what's the result and the outcome. And anyway, long story short, what I'm trying to say is this idea of like analyzing authoritarian structures, people, and trying to see, okay, what am I not aligned with? What can I take? But what do I get rid of? But how can I move ahead? How can I move forward with this energy or within this? And I think the opportunity here is, very much that, releasing the need, or releasing a time of needing help, a lot of help, or also releasing the need to help others. Like maybe you feel like you have to take care of these people in your life, or this authoritarian, as I was saying, energy, but you're releasing that. That is being let go of. And now to our last question. That's so nice for you. I feel called to put it this way. Can we get more, please, for pile number 3? Oh, thank you, my dears, guides, and family. Wow, my dear, this is beautiful. Pile 3. What I see here, this transformation seems to be bringing victory into your future. You know how we have here, you're starting this reading as the magician, right? The area of your life, what is most affected? Something about work, you're not quite sure what's going on, but there is a blockage, specifically in connection to working with other people. And then you start to recognize, wow, I have these beliefs of myself, maybe not working enough, or not providing enough, or focusing too much on the material because you don't want to look at the emotional, and this might be because you had people in your life who did exactly that and you were left out in the cold, specifically a male energy there. But you have this opportunity now to grow and to really see your own light with the Knight of Wands here, to see your own light, and yet to not pursue it to an intensity where you burn everything down. I don't know why it's coming out like this, but I trust that you will understand what I'm saying. That you recognize is not the path forward either. There is a balance, there is a temperance that is coming in your future, because you're seeing all of this. You're seeing all of this and you're dealing with all of this, and by working through, which is to me a lot of emotional labor, that yet you seem to recognize only through the material that is not aligned. This is going to lead to more fulfillment and love in your life, and happiness, to a point where you're able to maybe give back to others, or not need to maybe accept financial aid or assistance of some sort. But there is a balancing. So you've been on one end of the spectrum of really not having enough, to maybe receiving so much that you don't even know where to start giving. I really hope that for you, pile 3. We have the Empress here as well. This came out in pile, was it 1 or 2? I'm going to say 1, I think. Yeah, so if you feel called, go check it out. But the Empress is the female, it's the divine feminine. It is the mother energy, someone who is caring, nurturing, just so abundant, so happy. If the Empress is the mother, the Sun is the child, and in the traditional tarot illustrations, you normally do see a child here. But yeah, I think you're gonna start seeing so much joy, so much fulfillment, and reaching a level of victory. And I don't think this victory that you're reaching is going to look how you expected victory to look. Because I think this transformation is about you realizing that there is not just one form of existing. There is not just one right way. There's not one way to live a good life. And you might think that there is, through the material, if you just figure out this world around you, then you'll be fine. But it's the emotional. And you will eventually realize that, and this will bring you joy. And this is the transformation I see for you, my dear. Pile 3 today, and during this transition of Pluto. To finish off your beautiful reading, we're going to see what advice you need to hear for this transformation. Let us see. Oh, that came out quickly. Source. Connect to source. Connect to source. Connect to source. I have to say it 3 times. Connect to source. Okay, I don't know why, but I need to not say anything. I need to just pull more, I'm told. Source. Respect. Interesting. Yeah, okay. Okay, I see this. Okay, my dear pile 3, this is your advice for this transformation. Because you are dealing with so much in this material, you are stuck on a level where you will see way more bad than you will see good, I think. And for you to be able to shift through this and to really harness this and from this transformational energy, you're asking to go within, to connect to source, and not even like go for a walk. What I'm saying is connect to what is actually real. And paradoxically, that which is real is not visible. Isn't that so funny? I find that I love paradox. I love paradox. I think we exist in paradox, our plane of existence. But anyway, I really here for you. The advice is to trust, and to reconnect to that source. If you are here, you must be at least a little bit spiritual, a little bit trusting that there is, that you can hear something if you actually listen. And here you are listening, and maybe something is reaching you and is causing you to think, and that is the source. That is, the source trying to help you and guide you. Anyway, with the respect card, this idea of nature, and we do have mushrooms. I'm just saying, mushrooms might help you remind yourself to connect with nature. And I don't necessarily mean the one you would use for dinner, but this is advice that, to take it as you need to and leave what you can't, and be conscious of and responsible in your decisions. But yeah, just basically to sum it up, connect with the spiritual world, connect with your inner self, and especially if the material world is taking up too much space in your head. By reconnecting to source, by meditation, by anything that allows your mind to just stop and you're just existing and being. And this can also be mushrooms, not the one you use for dinner, okay, or other stuff. But yeah, this could be a good way to remind yourself that this material world is not real. It is not. It is a layer. of the onion. But it is not the full onion, okay? I mean, believe what you want to believe, and this is what I feel. I'm just sharing. Hopefully you can relate, and the idea here is that you can relate to some stuff, maybe you can't to others, but what I want you to do is to think about it and introspect. Because I should not be telling you anything that you do not already know. Okay? Alrighty. Can we get advice for our beautiful pal 3? Can we get one card? Conclusions are within reach. And one card from this deck. I actually wanted to get these first, but it's okay. From this deck, please. What do we have for pal 3? What do we have? Advice throughout this transformation, where it looks like the material world is just being not very nice. We need to remind ourselves of union. Excuse me. Continuance. Apple. Actually, I'm gonna look this up because I'm not sure what the word means, very honestly speaking. So, 1 second. Okay, so continuance. The future is assured and hope is all around for whatever is going on at the moment. Now is a brilliant time to work on your vision for the future, on goals, and reevaluating past decisions. Apples also align with the energy of love, and especially on bringing romantic bonds closer together. Look at the individual elements of situations a little more closely and be sure that you stand strong in your unique qualities. Keep ideas to yourself at the moment. Yeah, very much you have to deal with what's going on within, I think. And yeah, if a tree dies, plant another in its place. Yeah, this idea of like just not giving up, just keep going. Keep going and you will see conclusions. Maybe this, material disconnect that you are seeing, like where you're like, I'm putting so much energy out and I'm not seeing it in the material. Don't think your energy is going into the void. There is no such thing as void. There only is. So it is going to be somewhere. This energy is going to be somewhere in this universe, on some level of plane or whatever you want to call it. And you will receive from this when you least expect it. But I think you will be able to receive these messages for yourself if you just go within and, embrace oneness. All right, my dearest pal number 3, thank you so much if you've made it up to here. I really, really appreciate it. And what I would even appreciate more would be if you leave a little like or a comment or even a subscription. This is the first video I've ever asked people to do that, but I would genuinely appreciate it, and I would love to grow this community with you. And yeah, thank you again, and have a lovely, lovely time transitioning right now. Yee! Enjoy.